So, do you think, I'm just pondering, I think my thing with YouTube and creating content, I feel like I want to start there today, is that I don't feel good if I get into a habit. I don't feel like I'm actually here then, you know? Like if something just keeps looping, I'm like something's got to shift here, you know? Like, come on, what are we doing here? And so it's so important to get this straight. And I didn't comprehend all of this. I hadn't opened up these pathways when I was in the dualistic perspective. I still had blinders on. So I know what it's like to have blinders and then go through a situation, and then you see the world completely different after that situation. Many beings will think that is a trauma, and that you have to heal back to that, how you were before, sort of. Like there are a lot of sort of hidden meanings behind what people say because they haven't fully comprehended it. And that is what gets transmitted, not the words. It's your comprehension of this. Your comprehension of this knowledge, practice with your body, is what will demonstrate your alignment. That's the only purpose for living, truly. And this alignment is just a feeling, right? It can take many shapes and many forms based on the individual's preference and their makeup in whatever shape that they have, because you are infinitely creative, even your egos, because you are an infinite being and you are infinitely creative. That creativity gets funneled through you and your egoic filtering system. However rigid or loose or good that is, that there is a system there. And that system, in the dualistic perspective, has sort of like one thing is what is being presented and the other thing is what is being hidden. That's the nature of the dualistic perspective. And so and that's really the split within the individual that they see projected outside. That's really what that is. And that is why you keep seeking outside for, let's say, companionship or something, is to try and mitigate that split, because you have splitted yourself off and you've made something else important and you're not really sure what. That's what the shadow is. It's almost like you turn the corner and where did it go? And that is what has left many beings confused, because then they hear one version of reality and it doesn't make sense with the feelings, and so which one is true? It just becomes a matter of, because if you want to use logic, which everyone is so trained to use, then feeling is just a sense, thinking is just a sense, thinking that must comes from the heaven, that's more important then, type of thing, right? You can see how many beings have managed to twist their consciousness a little bit. But the actual truth, and this is the thing, if you just comprehend it and not utilize the knowledge, it's not worth anything. It's only in the application that you get to prove to yourself that this is so, what we're speaking of. And you can wait for the masses to have awakened before you walk this path. You can do that. When it gets super obvious, like meditation wasn't that obvious 20, 30 years ago. Meditation was like, are you meditating? It's like, are you a drug dealer? Like, it's like, it was almost that link. Are you a hippie? Like, it was almost that link type of thing, energetically in people's perceptions and judgments. And now, who doesn't meditate? Who doesn't know that meditation is a good thing? And that's a wonderful, wonderful instillment. And there is a step further after meditation, when you have managed to quiet your mind. Then what? Know that you're God. You are God. You're here to create. You're here to create and live your life. You're here in this body to spot, you know, like what sparks here? What feels, yeah, never mind yesterday, but what about now? Your bodies can change. Gaia can change in an instant. That's why it's so good to not stay fixed on things that repeat. Although it's very comfortable, we're not truly here to be comfortable, because that is of the habitual. We're here to mold our bodies like we're molding clay. This is what human consciousness is, that you mold your body into the creation that you desire. But if you have certain beliefs that can hinder that energy from coming through, because that is the filtering mechanism, and you are the conductor. And if you believe in those thoughts, well, then they're true for you. You make them true. And it's just a filtering mechanism. And you can use that filtering mechanism for good, so that you do filter and you do accept and embody everything that is only you. And you learn to not disregard, but learn to place other things in its rightful place energetically inside of your consciousness. That will help you so much to start to see and live that way. Because the more we correct the consciousness to the energetic truth, the more in alignment we are. And that's truly what we're doing with these 28-day shifts. They are geared to change your consciousness, to align to this holistic perspective more predominantly, that you just function better. Your ideas come to you the way that it's meant to. You are clearing the pathways and you are maneuvering your energy so that your energy is flowing clearly, so that you have the correct perceptions about what happened, what is happening, and what everything means. Because when I was in the dualistic perspective, I thought I knew, but that was all. I just thought that I knew. I didn't really know. I just thought that I knew, and I was pretending, and I was doing all kinds of stuff. And that is what is creating the split. This is what we have to comprehend. If we are to truly ascend in frequency, and we truly want to manifest this next level that we are heading into. So we are going there. But we might think that something else is happening. But we are going there. All of us. It is inevitable. It's just that you can do it in this lifetime, or you can do it in 2 lifetimes, or 3, or who knows what next will be, right? Because the now is changing so much, and we are elevating in frequency so much, all of us, just by the energy of Gaia increasing. That means that we're increasing in awareness, but there is more that you can house now that is to come, in order to bring that to come closer to now, which is true manifestation and alchemy, and how we truly manifest our life here. If you're interested in any of this, there's a link in the bio to connect, and let's just tune in. Maybe there is some more. It is the main filtering mechanism, which many have called the ego. And it's the main filtering mechanism that is sort of the byproduct of the split in consciousness. It is the internal consciousness that have split. That is the duality. That's creating the duality. And then we are merging them back together again, so that we see through both hemispheres, so that those are not split, but they will start to integrate more and more, so that you see whole, the wholeness of who you are, which is both the masculine and the feminine, the knower and the feeler. And so the knower, a lot of the training that is needed in the beginning is to clarify a lot of the thought system and the thinking process, and what you even think this is. Because once you start to shift your mind to this holistic perspective, you start to make more sense of the signals and what things mean, what things truly mean, and what Gaia is, and what your body signals are, and all of that, so that you get clarity. And this seems so strange, to have to relearn how it is to be a human. But that is truly what is needed. If you truly want to be the alchemist of your life, you have to comprehend how this works truly. Not just in theory, but that you actually take the steps that are needed in order to get to your target destination, which is more joy and more expansion, which is the nature of who you are. You are that spark that wants more. Thank you so much. That was all we wanted to share for now, and we'll talk to you again in the next one. So one thing before we go, would love to know how, if you've started to comprehend this information, I would love to know where are you in this, in the comprehension of this? Are you grasping it? Are you living it? Where is it that you are currently in your development? Are you more on the more on the pushy masculine side, or more on the receptive side? Are you sort of like trying to piece it together, or where is it that you are in consciousness? Please share it in the comments. We'd love to hear. And we'll talk to you again in the next one. Ciao.